Is that Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay. We open up the June 3rd, 2026 select board meeting, adjustments to the agenda.
We need to add the loan application signature.
Okay. Yeah,
We're just calling it.
I have it in the signature there.
Just as, and we add that immediately following correspondence. With that, I did want that. If you want that.
Well, I put it in the signature file as part of correspondence, we've already approved it. I'm going to ask that we add, something about the brick grant, which we applied for in 2024, and it's for the scoping study and of upsizing the bridge in North Wolcott by the garage. I'll give you an update on that. And also the state revolving loan, clean water that we've been going back and forth with about 30,000. 17,000, now I got it down to 10,000, but so will the. So nothing else? We will, then take a motion to approve the minutes of May 20th.
Recording in progress.
A motion, a second, so May 20th minutes.
Motion to accept the minutes.
We have a discussion on them. Hearing none, all those in favor? So carried. Comments from the community, no one's here or online. Correspondence, just something, someone, reaching out who would finance municipal equipment and infrastructure. He's from Denver, Colorado. And I wanted to let you know you're all invited to the 2026 Marvin Awards, which this year will be held in Stowe at the Barnes Camp on next Tuesday at 6. And our Wolcott Town Forest has won the Project Design Award. It's a fun night, networking with a lot of people, planning commission, and it's food. So you're all welcome. I'll pass this around. They do kind of ask you to RSVP so they know how much food to. And just a notice that Larry Sweetser's Act 250 minor application is complete. And they're reviewing the application, and you have, I guess, so June 23rd to make any comments. It's for a 8 lots. There's an order for Belinda, for you to sign, for Belinda to transfer the second payment of Wolcott School District taxes. Wait. I'll take up under that. You also have, we've approved, Belinda payment of loan, from the Northfield Savings Bank, for the wastewater project in case it happens, because we need the, cash flow from in between reimbursements. The board selected that at the previous meeting, so what we need, is signatures on that. So we will also pass them. I guess we'll move on to the select board admin.
For the Lorish Farms kennel, the permit has been approved by DRB. Is the recording fee going to be waived or the conditional use, the findings and decisions, the $60? Do you wish to waive that? I know you waived the permit fee. Do you wish to waive that?
I'd make a motion to waive that.
Is she planning to run a business, have other people use it?
She's going back and forth because Morrisville and Hyde Park, they've approached her because that other deal fell apart. They've
Mhm.
approached her to maybe have kennels. She has 6 spaces, possibly 10. We require 3. Normally we were getting 2, but we upped it to 3 as part of our deal. So she could lease out, but that's on her if she wanted to lease out to the other.
Yeah, but there's a difference between her just working for the town of Wolcott or running a business. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I mean, we're treating it as a separate business.
If my memory of the DRB meeting is that if she wants to serve other communities, the permit had a restriction that it was only for serving
She
Wolcott.
wondered about that.
I'm not sure, I haven't seen Tom's facts and findings yet. And I have not reviewed the minutes of that meeting. I don't know if that was something that we voted on, but that was certainly a part of it.
If it's just for Wolcott, I would say, wait.
If it's for the others,
I don't know, I'm just giving my opinion. We haven't voted on that.
Yeah, no, I-
Other board members could help me.
I would agree with that. If the permit is, as I believe the permit is, she is restricted to serving only us. Then I would motion to waive that. If she is in fact going to explore serving other communities, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, and she would have to amend her DRB permit, so then when that's amended, then it would be. Would pay for that.
Right.
Recording fee. Other comments?
Feel the same, if it's just for Wolcott,
Mhm.
if she's gonna have it for other communities, then. But I think it should be 1 year, she should try it before she expands anyway. See how it works.
Would you like that in a motion or?
I think that's fair. I'm just putting in the notes because there's so many vague.
Yeah. Okay.
I drafted, you saw the kennel agreement, I ran the draft by Linda. So I will have that because we have to have this going by the next select board meeting so that we can have it in place by July 1st. And so once I'll send out the draft probably in the near future so everyone can review it. It's pretty much based on the other kennel agreement. It just says that for $5,000, we get 3 spaces guaranteed and we don't have to pay per dog. So we're going to be saving about $3,000 a year. We're not paying per animal, and that she will feed them and blah, 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 all the same stuff. Same setup, basically. So the MERP grants, I spoke with the funders today, just to see if they would allow us, if we have some extra money. So I think, as you know, the solar, we didn't get the solar permit, the permit for the battery room. So Jeff and Michael are kind of working on getting that room equipped with the sprinkler system. Well, actually, Jeff is, Mike's just kind of been chiming in. But they're gonna work on getting that done, and the grant will pay for the upgrades to that room. Whatever is left on the grant between everything, we can apply that money toward getting a propane boiler for the furnace room, which I would propose that we do. I think they're about $5,000 or $6,000 last time I checked. And if there's money left over, we can get that instead of, because that's a very old boiler and it should be elevated in case that room floods all the time. Instead of getting the heat pump air conditioners in here, Michael and I have been talking, kind of felt that would be a better purchase. So the grant will allow us, the funders will allow us to do that.
What's, tell me how much we had left.
It
Before.
depends. Before, well, we had about, it's different, but I don't know what Tori's charging, but there's a 10% contingency, which would be about 12,000 that we can use, and then whatever Tori's charging. So we have enough, plus we had roughly 10 to 12,000 left over on solar, but we're gonna be using some of it, so there's enough in there to cover it. I'll come back to you if there's not, if we decide that there's only 4,000 to put toward the propane furnace, do we want the boiler, do we still want to go ahead? And I still don't know what we're gonna get back, as far as tax credits from the IRS, because we can't file that until the first of the new fiscal year. Michael, you wanted me to look into Google Workspace for municipalities. I've had a couple of emails out and this guy is supposed to get back to me. I kind of presented the case. I couldn't find anything really for municipality.
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot of low cost options either.
No. So they're gonna, I told them what we had budgeted.
Is it the same as for nonprofits?
Not really, but this for not enough. I don't know.
Monica's been really working a lot on that for the trust.
Who has?
Monica.
Yeah, I know, she was hired controlling, but.
So,
Well, I got an email system chain going with two guys, and told them what we could spend and that we've done 11 licenses or 11 emails and see if they can do that for $500 or what they can do it for. Just wanted you to know, Michael, I'm working on it.
Is this to get us out of Microsoft?
For me, it's more about getting the naming conventions and kind of unifying everything and how it works here. And then hopefully also being able to leverage some of the AI, the like Notebook LM and Gemini things. As far as creating, my grand master plan is to have a zoning document that people can ask questions and get pointed in the right direction. Because the alternative to that is that as the state continues to mess with our zoning rules, the town is going to have to absorb the cost of more zoning administration. And there's a lot of different ordinances, a lot of different things, and a lot of people that don't really know how things work here. So if we could have, number one, unification across all of the tech in the town, right? Having all of our email addresses be unified, having, we're talking about having right. And we're talking about having one phone number with a different calling service. I'm basically trying to apply that logic to how the tech is handled. As far as migrating away from Microsoft, I don't really have an opinion or thought.
Who's managing the Wolcott VT.org emails now?
I am right now.
Through Microsoft?
No, through Google.
Through Google?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on Gmail, so it's the Google account. And so if we were all on the wolcottvt.org, then we have actually the ability to do shared drives. Instead of having to share them, it will show up as a shared drive rather than having to search for it each time. So it's a great way of sharing documentation. It's very organized way of sharing documentation. So the town hall water pressure tank, I had a bit of an issue with it because Bruce Wheeler had turned off the water, and so the house next door didn't have water. And so after a little bit of hunting, I had Bernard come over because I had pinpointed what I could because it was still working for the post office and for the town hall. Everything seemed fine. So Bernard kind of gave me the rundown of how each valve worked and I mapped it. I just drew a map and put it in the facilities folder. But anyway, I noticed that the town hall water pressure tank has not been serviced since 2023. Now, personally, we have never serviced ours at home and it's 25 years old, but Bernard said it should be. It should be serviced every year.
How do you service a water tank?
It's a water pressure tank. I don't know. I guess they clean the filter. I don't know. There's that big white filter thing. I think that. Bernard said it should be done every
Oh,
year.
the filter.
No, I clean the little filters. I change those.
Oh, the one Madonna's put in?
Yeah, I clean the tiny one, but there's that big white thing next to the pressure tank and I don't.
Yeah, you put the salt in, but no.
That's a little different tank.
But I think that the salt goes into that.
Yeah.
It's part of the
Oh,
treatment.
so maybe that has a filter. Bernard never showed me how to change any of that. I think that happens under servicing. So just wanted to know if you guys want me to, in the next budget cycle, to have the pressure tank service.
So it's not a pressure tank, it's a filter, water filter.
I mean, it could be the pressure tank.
It's the water filter, it's that big white
I wanna
thing.
make sure your air pocket is appropriate.
Air pressure, I mean, and make sure you get rust or sediments out of that.
Yeah, as far as the pressure tank goes, there really is, aside from the air bladder, there's nothing that fails there, but the
Water
treatment.
filter, yeah.
No, but the pressure tank had a last service date, 2023 sticker on it.
Yeah, because it flooded.
Oh.
The whole basement was full of water.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So Bernard said that needs to be dealt with, but maybe he meant the water softener. I need more information there.
So Minaj put in the water softener,
And pressure tank.
probably, and it probably was put in the flood of 23, because it went up. It was pretty high in the basement. It's a dirt floor.
Well, there was nothing on the white tank, but there was a sticker on the pressure tank. So that said last service, and that's why it made me think, do we need to get it serviced? So
I don't remember if we had to put a new one in or not. I know we didn't have to do anything with the water filter. And we needed to move the furnace. And the hot water heater is under the kitchen sink. We moved that upstairs.
The only thing with the pressure tank is just the bladder, and it's just gonna hold 45 pounds of tea. That's it.
like, yeah, we've never had ours at our house done.
No, you don't unless the go, and then you know because the pump keeps going off and on, off and on, off and on, because there's no pressure to keep it in check.
Yeah, this pressure is residing between 45 and 50 as it should.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
And that guy, that Hunter. We have documentation from the lawyer that we're not responsible for his water, and we did send him a letter years ago. There is no agreement whatsoever, even though it goes over to that house.
That's good to know. I will put that.
You asked Belinda, Dick Sargent. At one time, when I first started, Barbara Wells would mow the lawn for the town hall, and the select board let her have water. But there's no written agreement anywhere. And we told them that we are not responsible.
But we're just giving it to him for now until it stops. I mean, it's
The trouble is that water goes into,
Bruce's house and then it goes over.
yeah, it's a big friggin' mess that we didn't know how to decouple.
It's still there, right?
It should have been, when Bruce bought it, should have been a new.
I'm
When the
surprised that
town
it didn't come up.
sold it, they should have done that.
I'm surprised it didn't come up in the title search, actually. I mean, that's one of the things that they look for is.
Well, because there was nothing, no agreements.
Mhm.
There's nothing to find.
And
Because
the
originally it was the old office, town
Yeah.
offices. So if you got the town hall, which is town, then you got the old town office.
But why did it go to the next house, which is,
Because Barbara mowed the lawn.
She kept everything.
She kept
cleaned
you
up.
all,
she lived there, she got the one. Okay, now I see.
you know, back in the day.
Right.
Was it tit for tat or? a
Yeah.
trip?
Yeah,
Okay,
Is that something that we should address while they're doing the wastewater excavation? Or you're saying that without the written agreement that we don't have an obligation to provide quality?
we said- We sent a letter, I know the board sent a letter to him. Because if you don't keep that building heated that Bruce has, the lines freeze.
Mhm.
And we said we were not gonna be responsible anymore.
and now he has it up for sale.
99,000.
But
should I issue another letter to Hunter?
You dig it up and find out where it is. Read it, yeah,
And,
I don't know where I'm gonna find that letter.
ask Belinda to find it.
yeah, I'm of the opinion that that should be put somewhere in the zoning file for that property. Because.
Facilities file of water.
Because if, for example, the building that needs to be heated freezes and breaks, and we let it go unnoticed, it could damage our well. You know, by running, it could damage the pump, it could damage, the town could be on the hook for some maintenance stuff there to keep water in our own building.
So it should go, I'm sorry, Michael, into the house, into Hunter's zoning or into town?
It should, I think it should be both. I think it should
Hunter's
be-
listers file,
Mhm.
so someone doing a title search will notice it.
And I'm not trying to be a pain here when I
Yeah.
say all that, it's just that there needs to be record that we are not obligated to provide them with quality water, because again, and if our well runs dry and we don't have the money to poke a $20,000 hole, I don't want the new owners of any of those properties come looking to us for that.
I don't even know if you can.
And I don't know if we have an agreement with the post office, I don't know, we didn't go that way.
Do we need an agreement with Wheeler's house too?
I'm of the mind that we only write that we don't have any kind of obligation or written agreement.
Yes, that's what I mean. So it should go to all of them.
That would be my opinion, yes. Because, and then if we start serving these multiple properties, and again, sky is falling, none of this stuff is real, but if Wolcott experiences a development boom, now are we talking about having another small scale water system like what we have on this street, and what are the obligations there? As far as testing and maintenance, and now we've got another water agreement, we gotta have another water board, and holy moly.
I won't be here.
I will drive your house, I can bring you here. Yeah, but the common thing is community, but.
See if we can find the letter and then either resend that one or draft something.
Yeah, they want a letter and just bring it to the board and then they can read it and. You know, it's like,
Yeah, I get a little ahead of myself,
Yeah.
the sky is always
all
falling.
right,
I think if it gets that far, you're probably looking at drilling one for 2 houses on that road. On both sides.
Yeah, well, we'll hopefully never cross that bridge.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that Keller Associates has started the work on the appraisal.
okay,
FEMA, so new changes in FEMA, the East Hill culvert, which I didn't think would start this year, is actually, we're gonna put it out to RFP pretty soon, just waiting to get actual. We've had verbal authorization from Mike Adams at the Army Corps of Engineers. I'm trying to get him to put it in writing that we can just proceed. And then we can get that RFP out to get that project going. The work to be completed project, so we had four culverts in that one, two on Marsh, three on Marsh Road, because I have.
Keeping the cat in. Keeping the cat in.
No.
Escape rights.
We had, those four culverts, plus, Keeler Pond and, Flatiron Road, but anyway, there are two culverts that are on perennial streams, one on Town Hill and, one on Marsh Road. And been kind of going back and forth with, Lisa Schaeffler at PEM about saying that Joey Wilson was telling me, I just drove him by and said, look, I don't even know what kind of permitting I need here. And Joey said, you're gonna need a design and it's around wetlands, so you need a wetland review and that was not at all scoped out in the FEMA agreement. So we're going to submit another scope of work
For which one? Both of them?
for
Marsh Road and Town Hill?
yeah,
or-
they're both on perennial streams, and they're upsizing, they're going from 24 to 30 or 36 up to 72 inches. And Lisa's like, well, you could just have Chris Burnell kind of write up a design for it. And then Joey's like, there is no company that's gonna bid on that size of culvert without a plan, without a design. So going back and issuing a scope of work change. I just wrote the letter and it's with Lisa right now. She's gonna review it. To see if we can get those two culverts designed, get money for the designs on those, and then I'm pretty sure they'll have to increase the funding. So I just wanted to let you know that we will continue to, Dylan's gonna be working on the other culvert on Marsh. There are two other culverts on Marsh Road. They'll be fixing those this summer. Those culverts are not gonna cost us a lot, so we're not gonna be out a lot of money while we're waiting to get this project funded. So. I did confirm with Lisa Schaeffler at BEM that the project 806016 that we just received payment for is ready to be closed out once everything is gonna be closed out next summer, probably after we complete those projects. I asked her if they needed any other additional information, and she said that if they gave us the FEMA funds, that we've met our data requirements. So that's fine. And finally, they're starting either the Cat Z or Cat C. Joseph Kennedy's gonna open up the reimbursement for the loan taken out for DR 4810 because we paid it off. I think that now they're gonna start to get the reimbursement for that loan. The trailhead improvements, I think I'm gonna talk just briefly. I'm still needing help with the earthen ramp. But I think I'm gonna talk to Michael privately about that. It's just, I don't want to take time. I updated the Wolcott's data, our culvert data, going back to 2018 on VT culverts, their online data. Because we took a training, Dylan and I took a training on the MRGP, the dirt tool, and it's a pretty slick tool. But I wanted to get that data started. It's going to rely now on towns to start to provide this new information to the state. And the way they're going to do it is for your annual report every year to get the MRGP fund, the grant aid, you're going to have to submit a full-on spreadsheet of everything that you've worked on that year. And so we'll start keeping that information, but I did want to have our culverts updated. I've been waiting because I didn't know if people would come back for the work that we had already completed and said, what, we need to prove the original size of the culvert. So I had to wait for it, but it's done.
Is that replacing or say in lieu of that? Whenever you did a culvert or a road that you had to go put it on, is it just a different form in the same program?
The dirt tool pulls in the V culverts and it pulls in the MRGP, but it also allows you, it also has done some They did a GIS modeling so that you can pull in your ephemeral streams, but also you can see if you're in, what kind of watershed that you're in. Like, are you in a perennial or an intermittent type of watershed? And it gives you it would give Dylan some idea about culvert sizing. And the big full depth sizing. So that was a full day training, but I thought it was really.
Yeah, it was good. It was it's a good program, I think. It kind of lumps everything all into one.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
It's like takes your.
And
in
you
and
can
out
use
the
it,
tool.
and we can use it like it's. We can use it as a tool, like what me and you made, the spreadsheet.
Yep.
We can use it for our own maintenance as well. It's not just for them.
And there are comment fields, or there will be, so that we can add, hey, we've written a grant for this particular segment of road. Or whatever, and it hasn't been funded or whatever, we could put in there so that you can track your grants with your road segments. So pretty sensible. And then as far as the highway, Dylan and I didn't have it written out, so I'll just tell you what everybody's been working on this week. They've been grading the roads, they've done some truck maintenance, they've cut down trees, they've filled the potholes with coal patch, painted the stop bar in North Wolcott Road, they reset some signs, and they cleaned up the office parking lot. Which you can see up here.
Is road crew involved in the traffic study on Pond Road right now?
We requested that one.
We're, right.
We requested 5, well, we requested the Pond Road and Sand Hill. And East Hill. There was they were just offering them and not enough towns requested them, so I just threw in more.
Okay. This is all paid for?
Yeah, we don't pay for it.
Okay.
LCPC does it for free.
What are we looking for?
Right.
What's the data we're looking for?
Speed, volume, traffic.
And tight, yeah.
What
Because the two trips on Pond Road are not in a good location if you're looking to see if people are speeding. They're both right by the two sharpest curves.
Well, but we're trying to get count too.
If you're going for count, they're great.
I'm not doing speed so much as count on that road, so that.
Through traffic count.
Yeah, because I mean, we all know on that road, like in the middle, flat.
Yeah.
People fly.
And we already have a count on the other end.
Yeah.
But so it's less speed and it's more about count because we wanted to know.
Count
where-
direction, probably.
Yeah, but it stops at the Elmore.
And they should still be able to derive speed based on the time between. I think that's how they do those anyway.
Yeah, speed
It
is,
was mainly type of vehicle.
I know, speed, you definitely can measure speed the way they're set up, but
I was more interested in truck.
what I'm trying to say is, is that they're not in good locations if you actually want to get the real speeds of people.
Really, we wanted to, on Elmore Pond, we wanted to count.
Yeah.
On East Hill, we've got it set up to get its speed. And because we've had reported speeders there, we just want to be able to catch the speeder, to figure out.
Time of day.
Yeah.
Frequency, yeah.
I must have just set those up today.
Yeah, so there's, the Pond Road is right by Corshing. The other end is right by Wing Road.
Yeah.
So the two sharpest curves, so people aren't kind of coming out of those in the speed yet where they put them, so.
But again, the time between the two triggers should be able to tell you how fast they're going.
If they're measuring, and how do you know which vehicle? Is it the
Well,
same
the
vehicle?
only way you could do that is if they say it was a red Jeep
Right,
at each point.
Yeah.
And
so I don't know, it just caught my eye my way
That
here.
one's not for speed, that's more for number of vehicles and type of vehicles, because to get grants to cover that road, we really need to see the flow.
Okay, so types of vehicles, it can measure what type of vehicle?
I think it can measure weight or.
I think they can measure axles, and the distance between the axles.
Good, because there's a lot of tandem dump trucks up there.
Mhm.
tearing up that hill, that paved hill,
Mhm.
so. Okay, thank you, sorry to interrupt.
It's not like that. I think, Linda, you have the issue, the warrant to impound unlicensed dogs for signature.
This is, an annual thing after there's so many. April 1st, they're due. Yeah, how many days after you have issue a warrant to impound unlicensed dogs. And the select board has to authorize that. So I will pass that around.
Do you need a motion or you just sign?
No, it's a state law. It's kind of a formality. So when he goes to talk to I had Belinda attach the list to the back of it. When you go to talk to the dog owners, he should carry that, just a copy with him showing that he has that authority to do that. Okay, did we hear about the request for the delinquent taxes from table request by resident to delay?
Nothing.
Nothing, all right. Loyal County Sheriff's Department, contract language amendment. This just came from them, Michelle sent it over to you. I had some questions, so I reached out, and Evan Patch from the town of Johnson responded. He's the, and he told me that, it's something that, this wording is something that previous Johnson select boards talked about it, while it is not currently a directive of his. I did bring it up when talking with Roger about another item. I'm happy with the sheriff's department and the service we receive, as I'm sure all towns are. Not sure if others have talked with Roger, but he will run for another 4-year term. So I asked, is Roger getting ready to retire? A lot can happen in 4 years. This additional language is only a protection for the towns. Should the next sheriff decide not to continue the patrol portion of the sheriff's department, they are not required to. The idea was to mostly model this after the contract that we, Town of Johnson and Hyde Park, have with NEMS, that's their ambulance service, where if we, all the towns, were to end up in a situation where we no longer had contracts because the department said they no longer wanted to do patrol, then we would get the physical assets that we paid for through the contracted price. This would allow it so that we could either stand up our own department, take the assessments to another department, and only need to pay from labor or sell assets to help smooth cost increases. Well, I don't personally think there are indications of patrol not continuing support in the 1 to 2 years. I really don't understand why any town wouldn't want to have protective language in the contract, even if it's for no other reason than some financial protection for future taxpayers. So that was the response when I asked why. It's just came out of the blue.
Who's the person that initiated this idea?
Evan, Pat from the town of Johnson. He's the He signed it as the emergency management director. Um,
And just on his own suggested this to the other towns that don't have.
no, it says, no, in the beginning, it says that the towns of Johnson and Hyde Park have, been discussing this with Roger for a while. And my first thought was, oh no, because Roger did say he was retiring.
In 2 years.
Now it's saying 4.
Now he's saying 4. He
Well-
did say 2.
Yeah, and so that's why I kind of like, I perked up, it's like, So I guess this was sent to the town of Wolcott, Hyde Park, and Johnson, and sounded like just the protection mower, but I think it was. Did you get a chance to read it?
I really, I mean,
Yeah. Event, Lamoille County Sheriff's Department terminates or dissolves its patrol division. The parties and partner patrol towns agree to engage in good faith negotiations regarding the equitable distribution of disposition of patrol cruisers and related assets used in connection with this agreement. In determining equitable distribution, the parties may consider financial contributions, funding sources, depreciation, and operational needs. So, what is the pleasure of the board? I told them that I would tell them.
sounds like a good idea to me.
You know, we either say yes or we,
Or we risk.
Yeah.
right, we either,
If it decides to just say, we're not doing it anymore, all the equipment just evaporates.
It does seem
No,
like.
no,
a good
that's-
idea.
That's
I
for
mean,
the patrol.
we either
Nothing
gotta
to
see,
do with
Patrol.
communications.
Oh, I don't know, I'm not saying anything about communication.
we either get a seat at the table, should they disband, we either get a seat at the table or we don't. I say we get a seat at the table.
Right, someone want to make a motion that we include this language and that we approve this language to be included in the new contract.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any
Are
further
they,
dis-
are they getting a new contract?
Every year we get
Oh,
a
a
new
new, okay.
July 1st starts. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried.
Sorry, I was typing, so it was
That's right.
by Charity. And who seconded?
Patrick.
Floor bids.
You have the bids in front of you. Received just 2 bids. One bid for 2745, which is the one I would go with, just because both were equally good. And the other for 2977. I did find out if Top Notch Floors, the one for 2745, could do it in the first 3 weeks of August, and he said not the first week, but the next 2, so he could get it done in August.
Now, does that include patching holes?
This is absolutely just taking sander and buffing it down, do buffing it down evenly, but then put 1 coat on the under where the marley is, and then 2 coats where it's heavily used. It's a water-based, it's like resurfacing.
Yeah, the entranceway and kitchen are the worst.
Yeah.
Wait, what holes?
Is there any, like big gapping holes or?
Only on the stage, and the stage has probably lead-based paint. So he said if we want to do anything with this, both of them said you cannot sand that stage down because you're gonna get down a variable, I mean, if you're gonna pop through. But they both recommended quietly, like, don't, he said, if you get the state out there to do lead-based, all we're gonna do is throw latex paint, 2 coats on top of it. So that's what he proposed that we do. He said there are a couple of boards you might want to putty up there because they're kind of roughy and they're.
Well, a filler you can put in.
Yeah, filler. You putty.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got floor leveling material,
Yeah.
but you use silicone.
Yeah,
Don't use water, use silicone.
So, okay.
Because the water makes it hard and brittle like plastic. But silicone makes it a rubbery texture.
Okay, got it. You paint on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what they recommended, but neither quote was for the stage. It was just for the hallway, the kitchen, and then again, and 2 coats in those areas, and then 2 coats on the rough area and 1 coat underneath.
so he is $2,745, but then we have to buy. Does that include the materials or?
I
I wasn't quite sure.
I believe it does.
Oh. I guess these numbers are just square footage. This thing again.
Here I have the bids here.
It's all right. It's easy.
It says it's.
Okay.
I'll let you know, but I asked them to itemize everything. You need a motion, or we just?
Yeah. Make a motion to award the town hall floor resurfacing bid to Top Notch Floors in the amount of $2,745. Be completed the second week in August,
Second or third.
second or third weeks in August.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, so carried.
We have a complaint, for me to jump in. You guys are ready. We received an anonymous complaint, actually several complaints, but one that was sent in via our online app, and then a couple anonymously said to me or to other people that the property located at 3711 and 3733 on North Wolcott Road is filled with junk vehicles. There are, at my last count, and I drive by it twice a day, so in the morning is the best time to get the count. There are 10 vehicles and also an RV on site, plus a little couple of trailers. And I sent you photos, but Linda has one copy of the photos,
So we will put it on the screen.
if you want.
You can never see.
Yes.
I can see.
Okay.
It's just up to the board, when you all want to do. From my understanding of the ordinance. They would either, they're sort of qualified as a salvage yard, but I don't know what they're doing. They would need a license to become a salvage yard, but the ordinance says, under junk and junk vehicles, that it shall be unlawful to place, dispose, discard, or abandon junk or more than 2 junk vehicles, or please store or display such items in a place where any such item is visible from the main traveled way of the highway, or visible from an abutting property owner's land at any season of the year, except that free paths may be visible so long as they're not located in travel portion. It also goes on to say that all places of outdoor storage of junk and vehicles shall be effectively screened from the public view by a fence or vegetation at least 8 feet high. And then it goes on to describe that. So under salvage yards, it says location, no person shall establish or initiate operation of a salvage yard after July 1st, 2020, within 100 feet of the nearest edge of right of way, which they are within. So it's gonna be, they would have to move their stuff back and put a fence.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're currently inside the right of way, which is also a liability issue for us.
On that pull out, yeah. And they're getting.
Well, they've been adding dirt, which I think is probably illegal too.
I contacted A&R and they don't.
Yeah.
They don't care.
And again, some of that fill could be, and I didn't look at the parcel viewer, but some of that fill could be on our new buyout land across the road as well.
Well, I've been watching, I don't quite think so.
It would be minute, it would be within feet.
Yeah, I've been really,
I did give the snap that shows that piece of property.
Yeah, I got the flood atlas up first.
I can't.
I'm thinking that tree is the boundary, like, there's a tree there. I could kind of watching that, thinking that might be.
They've got a trailer kind of tucked down in there right now, but
Well, and who's,
I haven't counted that trailer either. So you're up to 10 vehicles, an RV and about 3 trailers. And like a riding mower and a bunch of those.
well, and whose land, so directly across the street, that 42-acre parcel,
Is his.
it is.
It says Doric and Tallman. Doric Tallman.
There's a chunk 42, I guess it's across the brook. This parcel viewer doesn't show it the way that,
Across the bridge.
Not acres. It's just, I don't know what 42 means.
yeah, right here. According to the parcel of the online parcel, there's 42-acre chunk.
Right across the road.
He doesn't have 42 acres, but the way that this is showing, it doesn't show this sliver right here. He must own 2 of the brook,
And he's spread out.
and then there's a 42-acre chunk.
Yeah.
But it has to be the ordinance.
But
Does it show that tree?
and I can't zoom in for.
I
But
think
if you
that-
look, those 3 cars are right there in that mouse.
Is that the tree? No.
You can see it.
3 cars.
I kind of took one on that side of the road if you want to look at the photos, I think.
The only other thing that I saw in the definitions talking about junk motor vehicle was that, the definition, discarded, dismantled, wrecked, scrapped, ruined motor vehicle or parts thereof, other than an on-premise utility vehicle, which is allowed to remain unregistered or uninspected for a period of 90 days from the date of discovery. So I'm wondering if we are going to pursue this, do we need to wait 90 days from this complaint? Because most of the complaints are motor vehicle.
Where are you?
Page 2 of our junk ordinance under section 3 definitions, it is definition I.
90 days from the complaint, or since they put it there?
It just has the definition of junk motor vehicle.
Yeah.
Means discarded, dismantled, wrecked, scrapped, or ruined motor vehicle or parts thereof, other than an on-premise utility vehicle which is allowed to remain unregistered or uninspected for a period of 90 days from the date of discovery.
Of discovery, so.
Right, so when did the select board become aware of it? Are we all going to say that we are well aware that this has been happening before the complaint, or do we need to come?
I would say it's meeting personally.
That would, that or the date of, I mean, because you let us know, you emailed us about the. So to me,
But did everyone read it? You know, I don't.
yeah, hard to say. I anticipate some pushback and I want to make sure that.
Oh, yeah, well,
That's why I take the photos from my car. It was like, alright.
Well, and I mean.
2 miles an hour.
And this, we set a precedent months ago about how we will try to enforce the junk ordinance as complaints come in because we don't have the capacity to police the entire town. Which obligates us, in my opinion, to follow through with this.
someone came in and talked to the zoning administrator too and asked them to do something about it.
So, that obligates us to do something about this. What that something is. And I
It's
can,
called today's discovery because
Yeah.
it's the form.
Yeah, that's, okay, yeah. Clock starts ticking.
so does that mean that we are going to give them 90 days before we can call those vehicles junk?
I think we should send a letter and just state all of this
I would agree with that.
and give them 90 days to get rid of them.
Or put a fence up.
Yes.
Or put a fence up, but a non-negotiable, and I don't believe we need to wait on this, is that it needs to leave the right of way. If someone were to be driving down through there and clip either somebody cleaning, like I came home that way today, and there was somebody cleaning out the back of their Tahoe and the rear gate is in the travel portion.
You mean the person I saw earlier that was doing the same when I went through?
Uh-huh. And the lift gate is in the travel lane. Somebody comes through and clips that lift gate and destroys that car or gets hurt. Otherwise, that's a town liability. It's in our right of way. We own the development rights inside of our right of way. And therefore, we have a responsibility to maintain those. It's the same reason that we pay every year for brush cutting. They need to leave the right of way now,
That's the ones on the other side of the road is what you're talking about, not
both
that side.
sides. Anything that's inside our right of way needs to leave,
All right.
is
Now,
my
I
opinion.
mean, you've got to give them a time, so by what date? 2 weeks?
5 days, 5 working days.
Well, once we serve the letter, so it should be, if he takes receipt of it, because it has to go certified. So sometimes they never sign, I mean, often they don't sign it. So then we have to have it served, see what I'm saying? It's not that immediate.
Right, I understand that, I don't know what that process looks like. For me, the more immediate concern is the right of way concern. You jump thing. Your challenge.
Does anyone want to talk to it?
Assuming he's probably not gonna talk to anyone about that.
And,
Who's the person?
David Tom.
There's a reason that trailer's over by the store.
yeah,
That lawnmower, they got annoyed of looking at his collection, so he put the gigantic storage trailer, in so he wouldn't have to look
I
at it.
didn't even count that. I don't even.
No, that's the store side. That's why it's there. You don't wanna look at all this stuff.
Oh, interesting.
yeah, and there's some zoning violation there as well.
I know that there was, the family was living in that RV for a while and then we told them that they couldn't. After 3 months, we got rid of that and then they haven't.
Tolman's property?
Yeah, the family, the daughter and her kids were living in the RV in the back. And after 3 months, we said that, you're in violation, so they got out of that. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, to me, there's two separate issues here. There's the junk ordinance thing, which is still open. There's the right of way thing, which I don't know that we need to. I don't know what the right of way process. If that's something where our ZA has to mail a letter, because again, two separate issues.
Well, when we had an issue down here on its back. Of the truck, of Phil Teal's truck being parked. What we do in the winter is I just send him a letter saying you can't park it there in the winter.
Yeah, it's ours. And same as I think we're gonna do with the next property.
Yeah.
They just need to get their stuff off our land.
Okay, yeah, so that's fine with me. As far as a timeline of by when. I think a week is reasonable. Certainly by our next meeting.
If I, again,
If service can be made of the land.
because I will send it certified. Even certified, you know what I mean? Things are just slow down, you know, if you're
Right, that one might be a sheriff.
stuff.
I was just.
I'm thinking is you might need a sheriff on
To
them.
get the sheriff out there, though, that will take time too, because you have to get it to them at a certain time, you know, in the morning, and you have to catch them. And then they'll deliver it when they can.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee that they will serve it.
I still think that is probably the route we will end up taking with these two that we're discussing.
Serve it,
I think that it'll have to be law enforcement service.
I imagine.
We can exhaust options before that.
So the other one's not that. Lantern?
I think that
You
there will
might
be-
want that to that one.
I think that there will be some pushback there.
They may not like you tell them to move their stuff.
Yeah, well, and there's not.
Dylan's still there?
Yeah, you're probably, they're not
I have a
gonna
good
want you to
relationship
touch
with
their
them.
stuff, so you probably want them there.
It's not, they have to move their stuff off our land.
And livestock.
Yes,
Over sand agreement.
They have a number of vehicles.
yeah, and they are in the right of way. I asked Alan to have them move them last couple winters ago, which they did do, but it seems like they're back.
Some of those they drive actually, they aren't all.
Yeah, but they need to go back on their land. Right in the right of way.
And I'll be a complainant here as well. I also have concerns about the proximity to the flood zone and the development that has happened in there and any violation of wastewater ordinances, which I understand are regulated at a state level. But it is my belief that they have got different accessory dwelling units that are being occupied, which puts them in violation of their wastewater permit. If they've got people living in campers and their toilets are just discharging to the surface. There are campers there and there are people in them.
That would be a health issue then.
Right, we have several different issues at play here.
Do we want to combine them all? I think you have to, for health, my understanding of the health issues is you have to get the state.
Right, well, we have a health officer that needs to make, in that case, they need to make the first report.
He would have to take the police.
I've never known Curtis or Helen to be dangerous or.
If you want to actually get physically serve it, so they get it, the count. I don't think they're gonna do certified mail.
Okay.
Yeah, my worry is not so much dangerous as it is just,
Not certified,
dodging the service.
Oh,
you want.
Because mailman can show up to my house, I
Yeah.
won't sign. That's pretty simple. Hard to say no to a deputy.
Okay,
I
so
would
3
just
issues
say-
there and 2 issues with the helmet. Okay, that's all I've got for those.
okay, so you're done with all this? Yeah. Before we talk about the budget and highway, then I think I will just go over those two. Quickly, those two other,
Different grant.
yeah. So, as I said before, it's for grant 2024, we applied for, and then FEMA pulled the money. They have money out there now again, and Vermont Emergency Management sent me an email on Monday and said, do you still want to apply submit your application? I have to get all the information updated by Wednesday. And Alex is on vacation, but I got her to wait until Friday. I have someone helping me till Alex comes back on updating it, things like the hazard mitigation plan and so forth. But anyway, because it's been a couple of years, the engineers think that, it will mean the match will go up because the cost is gone up, both the construction and so forth, so I'm here to find out whether the board, wants to move forward with this. Working with the consultant, it was $9,000 match and they think $13,000 match would be better, you know. I don't have the actual budget cost because it's last minute and the engineer's trying to figure it out. So I just need to know whether we move forward or not. This would be for 100% scoping plans for the North Wolcott Bridge upsizing and floodplain restoration scoping project, so it's both sizing the bridge and it might even be a culvert, but some restoration in that area where it keeps flooding, you know, at the end of four-wheel drive.
As a part of our previous motions, did we ever decide where that money was coming from, or was that a figuring out when it happens?
I don't recall.
I'm guessing figure out where it, when it happens, yeah. It would be good to have the study, so we could get grant funding for it.
Yeah, I'm happy, I would be happy to see us continue knowing that we may have to come up with the extra funds.
How long are the studies good for?
Pardon?
How long are the studies good for?
Even the
I mean,
engineering,
the price will change, but a
Yeah.
plan is a plan is a plan, isn't it?
Well, I didn't know if the river, you know, like if.
It might. I mean, I don't know, I've looked at grants through Federal Aid Highway, they were huge. Take like 3 years to do, said the real problem is back, you know, coming down the Wild Branch, and then when it comes in and the brook comes down there, just
Yeah.
like Elmore Brook. Where they meet, so there'd be a lot of. Need some restoration work in there. In the river. To protect the road. Even though we've done a lot.
So the study and plan are fine, it's just getting it updated, sent in and get the approval.
Well, we don't, this is a grant to. Do the scoping study and the 100% design. Is what it is. We don't have any of it yet.
And what does the cost entail?
That I don't know. Originally, it was 94,500. Because we're a poorer community, the match is 10% of whatever it comes out to be. It was $9,000. Like I said, because it's so last minute, we asked the consultant asked the engineering firm who originally did it if he could update the cost, and I don't have that. He emailed me tonight and he said, the consultant is actually the former Hyde Park town manager, assistant Ron. And he said ask for 13,000, it should cover it. Might be less, we might not get the grant, I don't know. That was his recommendation.
Still 13,000 for the whole thing is a pack.
rest of the engineering drawings, definitely.
Yeah.
Right, so do you wanna make a motion that we can move forward with this? Grant and dedicate 13,000 towards it. Match.
I'll make that motion.
Great. So this is a BRIC, BRIC 2024-25 funding application, but it will be for the new year. We have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Opposed? So carried. The other thing I have is, the state revolving loan program for the wastewater, like, I'm not gonna go through it all again, but,
That.
Yeah.
That's.
it was 30,000 we had to pay back, and so we're doing this to absorb it in, and then they said, oh, no. They half of it, 17, because it before it included the North Wolcott Road, but now we've got it down to 10,000. Which will be absorbed in this, but this is, the state revolving loan program. They say it's a loan program, but it really is a grant program if we go forward, which we are. So we've had to update this to be on the state's list. It's for construction subsidy funds. So I need to get people to sign it. It's probably the third one we've done over the years.
It's like a dog chasing his tail.
Figured they would have caught all that stuff long before now.
But it isn't just that, it's more funding to pay for the construction. But that will be, it will be absorbed into this funding. As I understand it. I guess we just need a motion to, approve signing the state revolving.
I'll make a motion that we sign the agreement for the loan program. State.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Oh,
Opposed? So carried. Thank you. You have the floor, Dylan.
I do, what do you want to know?
You have a lot of stuff here for us.
We want to start with the budget and where we're.
You're not giving the list of everything you're gonna do, your plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything.
I'll start with the budget. So it looks like we're gonna land pretty good this year with it. Shall put this projection together. So according to that, we'll end up with around $58,000. Left over. So we've got a request what we'd like to do with it. Warranties for the new Western Star and the 10 truck. Body rebuild for truck 18. And the salt shed rebuild for rehab it basically. So if we were to do all those things minus the salt shed, it would leave us with about $13,000. Of course, that's a projection. It could be, you know, a little more, a little less. I think I would recommend using it as a contingency because there's a huge increase in carbide plow cutting edges. And
Yeah, I noticed that when I was looking at the parts, I questioned it with Belinda,
it's a big thing.
right?
I've got a fair amount in inventory still that I bought before it went up. But we should maybe keep some in our back pocket to cover.
So you're asking us to consider putting $58,050 in a contingency?
no,
Oh, what do you have?
whatever is left.
Oh.
After after we purchase the warranties for the ton truck and the Western Star. And the rebuild for the body.
Mhm.
And the salt shed, if you just want to.
And salt shed, like I said, that. Rough math shows about 13 grand that we'll have left over after all that stuff.
Mhm.
If there's only 10, then put 10 in there, whatever, I would recommend hanging on to it somewhere. Cause we're gonna probably go over. If we don't go over there, then we'll go over on fuel.
Yeah. We saw the fuel this year.
It's the first thing I circled when I was going through the paperwork.
30%.
So we can't call it carryover. Can't just carry it over. It's taxpayers. We can assign it. We need to assign it somewhere.
Okay,
Let's assign it to the fuel. That's gonna kill us.
that's
Yeah.
pretty good with me, and like I said, you know. There's no accurate number until we get to the end of the year. There might be 10, there might be 15, there might be 5, I don't know.
We can't have it. We have a designated fund for fuel. Could we have a designated fund that's labeled? The highway account or
Yeah,
highway something or?
Well, yeah.
You label it fund.
Trying to think of what we could name it that would allow it to
We
be.
have a policy, and this is what we had in the past, like. There are assigned fund balances, you know, that are left over. We can make whatever. Category we want, but we need to like kind of assign it, not just.
We can't just assign it to the highway department. It needs to be a line item in the budget. Is what I mean.
Is there a line item already for the edges for plows and all that?
There is in the new budget.
Can we split it up and like put it into different, like for the blades and
I was just trying to create a little bit of
the ease? Yeah.
gray area so that if the highway department needed to use it for fuel, it existed and it could be.
Well, I
pulled.
don't have the policy in front of me, so I think that's a question for Belinda, so maybe. You know, we could give a definitive answer at our next meeting. Of whether it can just go into a category we make up or.
Some sort of general fund or.
General fund, I think we have to ask her that.
Yeah, whatever we're gonna label it in order. Because if we lock it into fuel funds, then you can only
Right,
burn it up for fuel. If you lock it in repairs, I mean, and you'll use it, right? You'll use it somewhere, but. I wanna make sure that. If you need it for something else, it's not in that line item that you don't have to play some kind of shuffling game.
yeah, it'd be ideal if it was in, like you said, some kind of a gray, like fund, a highway fund, general fund.
Yeah, I don't.
You can put it in a department. You could put it in the highway department and it only could be used by the highway. You can do it that way, guys.
That's what we're asking,
Yes.
Can we do that year after year? So if we.
only if we let you.
You'd have to have this conversation annually.
Right, but can we continue to do that year after year and like essentially save money?
For as long as these 5 people.
Well, it depends, you know. I would say yes, but
But you don't want to over budget every year.
taxpayers don't want you raising money. They want you to only be taxing them for what you need.
Right.
They might get mad, I don't know. Or they might not even have a clue.
Yeah, we had talked about creating a highway equipment. A fund.
Yeah.
It would be ideal if that wasn't loan reimbursement, if that was going towards
Saving.
Right, because the interest rates are 7% now, and when we have to replace yours, we're gonna be nine.
Well, it was, for years, it was sitting in there, we had a lot of money, but all of a sudden, then we just bought.
A loader, a grader.
And that's what.
And that should start within the next, like, what, 5 years, it should start.
Really, don't we pay off, Belinda, don't we pay off the grader soon?
No.
The loader?
Excavators like next year.
Excavator. Yes,
That's
it's
gonna-
the excavator.
Grand.
That we pay 18,000 a year.
Yeah,
And we'd already talked about that money then being put.
Because originally. Well, no, so you're still asking an appropriation that goes in every year. Originally, it used to be that we would save 3 years and then we would buy a truck. And and we would buy it outright. We wouldn't borrow. But now that
The trucks are.
we
half-
bought too many things at once, that there's no. Or things weren't bought fast enough. Either way,
should we maybe develop a plan to avoid that in the future?
oh, you do, you have your equipment replacement schedule.
Are we still going by it though?
I hope so, are we? We're trying to,
Okay,
We have to roll with the punches to some
Yeah.
degree, fire truck and grenades, we gotta do something about it.
right,
I think Dylan's was on queue to replace, we were on queue to replace the 2018 next year, but we're trying to get it.
didn't it get pushed to 29?
I think it did.
We, according to my memory of the last time we all looked at that, it was take delivery in 29.
So we're,
Okay.
In order to
Like
keep
next
that,
year.
in order to keep that 2.5 to 3 year span.
Space.
So we- Oh, look at that, my big paper. You would have to order it, doesn't mean we're gonna see it. Right. Right, and we don't.
You gotta order it like 2 years in advance.
unless we got a pre-built.
Yeah, right, which is definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, so,
But even they will no longer fund the thing, so you're like this year, you're sitting on a truck that you're gonna be able to use for almost a year.
right. Yeah, I think. Future truck 18, this particular printout shows us making our first payment in the fiscal year 29/30,
For that one's replacement.
That'd be
future 18.
So 28.
And there's nothing saying that this is the gospel. It's just, this is what Kurt Klein had started and I
Right.
spent a while trying to digest. But by my figuring, that's what keeps us with like a 3-year-old truck, an older truck and a new truck.
Yeah,
Keep that 3-year space between them so that we don't end up all bunched up.
right.
We did kind of want your opinion on the 550 extended warranty. There are two options on that sheet that I gave you, there's front and back. And your parts, let's start with the Ford 550. There's the $3,500 option, $2,500 option. Dylan has heard, they come back sheet to that.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know, have you heard about the 7.3s, Mike?
Nothing.
Apparently they're having motor problems. Just like a very common thing
About
around
2,000.
60 to 80,000, they're blowing, motors are blowing. Yep. I've heard about it quite a lot, so if we are planning on keeping that thing, or. That might be worth.
According to this, I think it was 8 years, 10 years.
I think 8's great, I think that's too much.
Yeah, I know, but we can't all lease a brand new.
So that's just my 2 cents. It sounds like it's pretty, especially with the work that we do with that thing, it's very likely that we're gonna have a motor problem.
what does this bumper to bumper, I mean, I understand what bumper to bumper means, but how difficult is it gonna be to receive that service? Can we afford the downtime when the truck's gotta go? Right, that's my big gripe about all of this warranty conversation, is that a warranty is fantastic when they break in the garage in July.
Right, exactly. I
If
agree.
it's actively snowing, but I don't care about your warranty, I care about getting a guy here fixing it.
Yes, I agree.
The ton truck is not as,
It's not as important.
yeah, I'm curious about what the exclusions are and whether or not you've had good luck at Lamar Valley.
Well, my cousin service manager there, so I've got him.
So does that mean that if you quit and we replace you, that we're gonna have an out?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Years. So, I don't know, as far as the bumper to bumper goes. I don't think that's as important as the powertrain. The motor is my biggest.
Yeah. Yeah, bumper to bumper, what else? I mean, the truck is pretty bare bones. You've got power
Right.
windows
Right.
and that fancy radio.
I mean, other than that, I've got like axles and a rear end, or no, that's
Yeah,
powertrain.
everything all
Springs?
heated.
Springs, it would cover springs, the bumper to bumper would.
I mean, is an extra $1,000 worth one spring?
Yep.
Probably.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah. As long as they're not gonna claim that it's abuse or disqualify us because of our municipality use or anything like
That's
that.
very possible too.
What?
They might claim that I've heard of that happening. If if it's been overused, then they'll say that you overused it, it's been abused, and they're not, they won't.
Can't they go
cover
by mileage?
No, they go by weight
it.
and overload the springs.
And if we're over, if we're over.
Heights of fracturing.
I got denied warranty work on my silver truck because even though it's registered to me personally, they know that I use it for business enterprises and the warranty doesn't cover anything fleet related or work related or municipal, or not municipal, but in my case, but
Non-personal.
non-personal use. I'm just saying my personal experience. I don't, and that was my question is, does this have a clause because we're using it like it was designed to be used? You know,
I didn't go that deep into, you have what he sent me.
yeah.
Maybe it's quick. I say quick, but there's nothing quick about that. Checking through and seeing what those clauses say.
Have them send
Because it's not worth spending the extra money if they're not gonna pay.
Right.
So,
And yeah, we still have until next, we can get that.
have them send a copy of the warranty, see what it actually says.
And that being said, you've had really good luck with the green truck. I mean, that's had a spring and a few other things done to it.
The big truck,
Yeah.
not the dump truck.
No.
Yeah.
23. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I thought you had a bunch of warranty stuff done to that.
Oh, yeah, I have.
You know.
You mean good luck with the warranty service?
Yes.
Yeah, I've had good luck with it.
Yeah, there have been some other things that maybe the damage was questionable and they have just.
Yes, yeah, they've done well, yeah.
is it one of these, is it the same warranty company?
No, well, I don't know. I don't know about the company. It's a 10-wheeler versus a small truck, so.
I doubt they're much the same. I had anecdotal evidence that they went poorly, but we also have evidence that it goes well, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do know on the Western Star, they have after 6 months, we still have time in that warranty because it started in March. But after 6 months, the price goes up. Yeah, I don't know if that's, if it's going to take it with you. But I'll find out.
Either it will go up or they won't offer it.
Yeah, and we're getting real close because we bought that in December.
Now,
He didn't say.
we have the money now, though, don't we?
No, I'm just saying, if we wait for me to get a copy of the warranty, and if we wait until June 17th, I'll let you know, I'll just contact him.
I mean, I don't want to muddy the waters here, but I would be willing to make a motion that says that we say yes to the warranty, provided it doesn't have any exclusions for municipal work. That way there, if you get your response, we don't have to have a special email vote. Provided the board is on board with that.
Yeah, Sounds good to me.
I just can't.
What are you saying?
Um,
To approve the warranty?
I would make a motion, or I'm gonna make a motion that we pursue option one, which is the bumper to bumper warranty for $3,500, $34.95. Provided that that warranty doesn't have any exclusions for municipal work.
And one truck,
This is the dump truck.
F-550, yes.
I mean, what else is an F-554?
That's a work truck.
Yeah.
A passenger truck.
3,400.
49.95.
And the second option they were discussing, it's just the power.
So this is the one. Yeah. And then on this side is the Western Star.
I don't know. Did you want to second it so you can discuss it or?
Oh, I'll second it.
I'm just trying to figure it out. So Michael made a motion to the one
I'll
that we
second.
would, $3,495 for warranty. As long as it didn't exclude, municipal work from it.
3,000.
Huh?
For you, if you say two.
3,495. We have any other questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, so carried. Western Star.
$16 for everything, right?
Yeah, so it was, for everything, it's $16,610. There were a couple of items that, Dylan thought that maybe if we didn't get, then it dropped it to what, 14?
Yeah, the towing. The towing, without the towing one, it'll drop it to 14,195. And that's like a roll of the dice, if, I mean,
How many times have we towed? We've had a couple already this year.
Is it towed up?
Where are we towing?
Jericho? To Jericho?
this would go to Charlie Boys and
Milton.
And that's even further.
right, so.
That's gotta be 1,000 a tow.
That was
Towers.
it's 12,000, 1,200.
That's worth it.
It is worth it. And the other thing to consider too is that
2,500, about 2,500 bucks.
Yeah, so it'd be like 2 tows over the course of 7 years.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
and even still paying you guys to truck it, we've got the one ton out there, paying for fuel, paying for two guys' time.
Yeah,
I mean, it should be towed,
yeah,
especially if we get the coverage, it should be towed for a hangnail
yeah.
instead of paying you guys and taking you away from what you could be doing.
Mhm.
Not the highest and best use of your time.
Yeah. And then the rest of it's like the emissions one was my biggest. You're right. That we should definitely get that. Cause those things, it's where they have all their problems is with the after treatment systems. The chassis, spray and steering, so like all this stuff on here, the 2018 and the 2016. We've had problems with all of this stuff. So it's, and they were always super good as far as warranty.
And you're still having issues. I didn't realize it's international, but you're still having issues with the new one, with this stuff,
Oh, yeah.
or the second newest, the green one,
The
23.
green one, yeah. Yeah, and hydro locked, that would have been I don't know, a big bill that we didn't have a warranty for.
Does this warranty mean that it needs to go to Charlie Boys? Can it be serviced other places? I ask only because I'm curious about wait times, downtime.
You mean like in winter when we're plowing and we need it to yesterday? So asked that question quite a few times, if we could have it brought to Waterhouse or anywhere, and
It has to be service operators. I see.
which is the Suckling Park, so it's only valuable in the summer, really.
Yeah, or when we have a hydrolock and it's a $20,000 repair.
Exactly.
The hydrolock.
The
EGR.
the EGR cooler failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't, luckily it didn't do any internal damage. I was afraid that it bent, that all the rods would bent. It didn't damage the internal.
Whatever, so it did, it's under warranty.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then it takes longer.
Yeah, Yeah, so it's your recommendation, we get the towing 16,610 total?
I mean, yeah, I don't think that that's a horrible insurance policy to have.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with that.
It's like that.
Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, so carried.
Look at that, we just spent 20 grand, weren't that fun?
There's such things.
Do we need to now,
I printed the maintenance stuff, just in case you guys wanted to look at it, I didn't know what else.
do I know if we needed to authorize, are we gonna work on the budget, authorize the rollover of the money for the body work on the 2018 and the salt shed tonight or next meeting?
If you want to tonight, then Dylan can get it started, like,
Just get it
get
done.
the work started.
I can get it in.
Well, you can't have any money. Oh,
Right.
oh, yeah, this year's money.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it anyway without us saying that, if you have any money.
Unless we, he doesn't get it done in time, like if we can't get it done in time.
Yeah, right.
And that's a big enough chunk of money, I think he needs your authorization to do that, to spend it, doesn't. It's really $10,000.
Well, and so it's a question that I've asked a handful of times, because if we, let's take the body on truck 18 as an example. You estimate 25 grand to get that, so that it covers the next few years. You are currently over budget on your repairs and maintenance. We gave you, I think it was 35, you're at 42, some wild number like that. Yes, you've got money left in your budget where you can afford that in the general department budget. But in the past, I have asked if we could use general department money for things that it wasn't allocated for when those things were over budget, and the answer has been no. Sounds like right now, because you have the funds in your department, whether or not they fall into that line item, we're discussing authorizing you to use those funds. So the question I have is just the clarity on, you've got the money, it's not the question. But that money is distributed across a bunch of other line items that don't equal repairs and maintenance, which this will be coded as repairs and maintenance. Does he have the authority?
No, I was going to.
Does he have the authority to spend
Treasurer.
that money outside of those line items? He's not over budget as a department, but he's over budget as that particular line item.
No, it's the whole budget for the department. You can be over in some line items and then you can be under on others, as long as you try not to go over the total budget for that department is what you're aiming for.
Excellent. So yeah, to do that particular work, you don't need us.
Okay. But like Michelle said, if the work doesn't happen until next budget, we're gonna have, I don't wanna attack next year's budget with that. When we have the money.
Which brings me to question number 2 is tonight we're gonna work out some language and the name of a fund designation that allows the highway to take this incredible savings, which is mostly due to employee turnover and changes in insurance plans. Let's not forget that a great deal of the reason that this money exists is because our payroll is slightly lower than anticipated and our insurance costs dropped based on when we were budgeting. Are we going to create a fund that allows the highway department to save that money?
Do we need to, or did Belinda say, did she just say that we could?
No, you can't roll it over. So he can spend it this year in his department, but it doesn't automatically roll over.
We can create a department, we can label, what I understood is we can
Yeah.
label a fund balance as a department name, and we can say this is highway
Yeah.
department money. And it's a designated fund balance. We can designate it to an entire department as opposed to individual
Well, I would
ones.
prefer to wait until June 20th or whenever we meet again, because
So
it's a little bit closer to the end of the year with bills.
I concur. I think it would be beneficial now if you want to use up some of the budget now by
Right.
having me pay bills before the end of the month, then that would work too. But if not, then we would have to assign it or commit it to the highway department to be used for the next budget.
And we would have to come up with that dollar amount tonight as
A
well.
little closer. Well,
So the 20th you could do.
So the thing is, if you're going to rebuild or refurbish the salt shed, I would go ahead and do that and use that amount. Then when it comes to the 20th,
Yeah,
we could make a better or 17th, whatever day.
And I think another thing, I'm seeing a look on your face, and I'm gonna read that as, I think that we are all in favor of creating a balance, creating a designated fund balance that allows you to do what you're trying to do. I think that we on this side of the world need to figure out the language and the naming conventions and all the stuff that we do,
yeah,
in order to make
We
that
don't-
happen.
have a good figure either. We have a guesstimate.
Right, and we don't know what we would be designating.
but if it exists.
Right.
Then
Right, because you don't want to pull the trigger on something knowing, like the salt shed or even this truck body, there's no way that it's gonna be done for the fiscal, so you don't want to commit. Unless you know the money will exist.
okay.
I know that I personally am in favor of making sure that that fund balance, whatever it's called, exists for you so that you feel comfortable starting that work.
Okay, then good to know. You're gonna let me know whatever.
Yeah, Dylan, we have some of the bills in there already, but not all of them for June. So the closer we get to the end, say around the 17th, we would probably know how much you're gonna have left, most definitely.
More accurate number, yep,
We're fairly active, most of the big ones were there that you tested, so.
yeah.
Most, but who knows what else.
But you could have a repair come out of nowhere too, I'm just saying.
Why would you speak that into existence? Why would you wish that on us?
Well, because life happens.
Yeah, that's happens.
Oh, did you want to talk about the garden? The community garden? Maybe it's ready, I don't know if it's near moving forward or, I don't know.
I spoke to
Okay.
Kurt when he came in, that I reached out to the woman who's reviewing the application I submitted. It's taken forever, and I just asked where it was. This gardening season starting. So it's just waiting for some people to sign the approval letters. It looks good.
Didn't she say go ahead when you start? Repeat that.
Okay.
You have all those plants out there. Great.
finalizing everything shortly. It should be good to go. Just need to get the approval letter signed. I don't know what good to go means.
Well, to me, it's.
I wait until you get it signed. I don't want to.
Well, anyway, you can start working on whatever you need to plan it. And remember that I told her too, that you would put a structure in place, meaning who's in charge and who to reach out to, and the rules and stuff.
Hate the backtrack, but I did just notice. Do we need to motion to allow the highway department to carry 40,000 in paving
Yeah, next meeting.
next meeting on it?
Yeah, so that I had rules. Don't forget to ask, in case we do.
Yeah.
We go through, yeah. They put it on the percentage.
Yeah, but
Next meeting, we'll go through the whole budget and,
Have a little more accurate.
well, you know, some places went over. And we need to not roll over every dollar. And it's always helpful to have a little bit of money to put towards the new tax year. There are important things like paving that we will roll over.
I think that was bid at 90 to finish town hall, and that would be the 40 that we roll over. It was bid at 89.
Yeah, 89 change, yeah. And that's kind of a trick too, because we're trying to align it with the
Well, we're not-
FEMA culvert.
We can't now because that one's gonna be next summer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Well, then you'll just have to put paving in your FEMA thing.
yeah.
I think it does, it already had paving.
That just sucks that we'll have to cut open that brand new.
and deal with two cold joints.
Yeah,
in perpetuity.
I don't know about that.
Okay, moving along here. Did you want to go over your maintenance plan before we go into executive
Sure.
session?
Yeah. So we've got the general maintenance section that we've been working on. And continuing to work on. So that's kind of just run around stuff. I don't have a whole lot to talk about as far as that goes, more so the road projects, actual projects. Burn removal, I think is where I'm going to start because it's fast, it's quick, and it's effective, and it'll save the roads and give us time to breathe and work on some of the more time intensive stuff like our grant work and FEMA and all that stuff. So the plan is, I was actually hoping to start it this week, but all the rain that we got this last weekend kind of stalled it, which happens a lot. I'd like to go up and strip the berms on Sand Hill and kind of fix that ditch out through there. That's one of the most vulnerable roads we've got right now, I think. Get that fixed up. So we don't have to worry about losing that. And then from there, section on East Hill up in like Bear Swamp, kind of the same situation. Just fast, quick maintenance work, nothing beautiful. And once we get some of that stuff done, and I'm not worried about the roads washing away in a heavy rain, then we'll start working on our grant work, our grant aid, the FEMA culverts, and the Better Roads grant on the Elmore Pond Road.
And then keep the pond at Flatiron.
And Keeler Pond with Flatiron.
Is there gonna be any section left on Elmore Pond Road we haven't done soon?
No, it's every, you gotta do it every year, it's so much not, yeah.
You don't get money anymore for resurfacing, so you can't just apply for resurfacing, you gotta throw in culverts and stuff, so.
That thing gets so much traffic, it's just, if we ignore it for a 1 year, it's gonna be like. It's so much easier to just maintain it while it's good than to wait until it gets bad and try to redo it all again. It's cheaper too.
Maury Hill's gonna be pretty much redone though with grant.
Yeah. Uh. West Hill burn removal. Same thing.
You know, one thing we don't have on there is I think Stuart talked to you about. Like digging up around, like leveling around where they're gonna put in asphalt, he said that.
At the basketball loop, he did talk to me about it.
So.
I told them to let me know when it gets closer because. They're gonna, I don't wanna do it and then have it rain and it'll be like a pond.
We're putting the RFP out for that, on the 25th, because he's gonna be out of town. So the RFP for that comes out on, so I would imagine that would happen in August or September.
Okay.
Unless someone bids, it's so small, I don't know, it could go either way, it's such a.
Is he writing that?
I already wrote it.
Yeah, but why couldn't you write a forest one? Yeah,
Stuart isn't on the list.
no, forest people asked last week.
Why couldn't I write
You
that?
told them you didn't have time.
Because I don't have all the information.
They're both the same organizations in town, so it's just a surprise.
Stuart sent it to me, so.
We've got another grant that we haven't. Not got yet, right? North Wolcott Road.
Yeah, it's been approved, but they're just waiting to get the funding, so.
So it's kind of up in the air and that's, we could do that this year, but we've got until next year to do it. So as much as we've got to do already with the 2 grants and all the FEMA work, I think it'd make the pill a little easier to swallow to just plan on doing it next year.
Plus, I don't know by the time we get it, if you're gonna get the RFPs in place to do both. And be able to coordinate the culverts and the
And then
paving at the same
and try to
time.
scramble and pull it all together and it won't get paid until November and it'll fall apart in a year. That could be
Whose grant? Where is the money coming from?
That's-
better road.
That's
That's the state.
that's the municipal roads grant that I
Oh,
It's sure great if it works out and you can get the pipes changed. Cool,
Right.
but
But then you're just gonna be sitting there with, like, are we gonna patch pave it? I mean, how are you?
Well, we'll have to patch pave it anyway, but then we'll have to sit on that money. If we did the pipes this year, then we're gonna sit on all that money
right,
until we get paving done. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, do it all next year. That's
Yeah.
also fantastic. I just assume that you're gonna have a busy year next year too.
Yeah. every year.
Well, this is one that's gonna be constant now, but it is the only grant that you can carry over. You can't carry over better roads or grant.
So I guess that's it. That's it. As far as that goes. And of course, that could all get totally blown completely to pieces if we get another flood or who knows what. But that's my wish list anyway.
The grant, I just needed to believe.
That's what I want to do.
And then you spoke wish list in the same sentence. Thank you.
Yep.
it's good to have an idea, you know, when people talk to you in the grocery store or something and they wonder what's going on with this or that, it's good as a leader of the town to be able to know what to
Yeah.
respond to.
A great idea. I always tell Beck you too. First and third Wednesdays were easy to find, folks.
I know, I can't believe that can even.
I mean, we're hitting, occasionally hitting double digit views.
The agenda was so interesting this time, I really thought we'd get some,
And there were a lot of cars there, I hope.
yeah.
Okay. That's it. We need a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make that motion. Executive session.
You have a second?
Vote.
All those in favor? Opposed? There.
Hey, Graham. I'm pretty sure she's 3 of the views. This budget stuff was just for